Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about what to do after your case or your visa has been denied after an interview has concluded. But let's say that your spouse, your husband or your wife has gone for the interview, completed it, answered, brought, a ton of evidence to prove or to support your petition, and still the visa was denied, all right, or the consular officer refused the person visa. And so you're wondering, what is the next stage? Should you file again? What can you do? Can you get a lawyer to intercede while the case is still at the embassy? Okay, so guys, I'm going to tell you the steps that you may have to take if you want to. So after your case, after the interview has concluded and decision has been made that visa is going to be refused or visa has been denied at the interview without asking for any further documents, what will happen is that the embassy will send your case back to the USCIS. And different embassies, it could take, a few months to several months. It takes quite some time, but due to COVID-19, a lot of modernization has happened, so a lot of paperwork are done electronically. So it's possible that you might be lucky that your case might come back to the United States earlier than it used to. Back years ago, it could take anywhere from 6 months after interview to get back to the United States, because there's a pouch that it needs to they need to send the stuff back. It was a whole procedure that was too too slow. It was too slow, and so hopefully things are done quicker. But if that is not the situation at the moment, then your case will get back to the United States. When it comes back, it will go to the State Department will log it, and then it gets to USCIS. When USCIS receives your case or your packet back, they will send you a notification. That notification is called Notice of Intent to Revoke. This is a notice to let you know that they are planning on revoking your petition. And mostly when this is sent to you, it's around the reasons of you were not able to prove that you have a bona fide marriage. And typically that is the reason when you petition for your spouse and they go for interview and they don't get a visa, then mostly is failure to prove that you have a bona fide marriage. Or it could also be that you couldn't sponsor the US based spouse couldn't provide sponsorship documentation, and that's why it was refused. But when it comes to the sponsorship stuff, that quite often they might give you put you in administrative processing so that you can go get the documentation. But sometimes they will just refuse and things will come back to the United States. After you have received, so when it gets to USCIS, you're not gonna get the response or the notice like the same day. It takes a little while. Okay, you have to be aware at this point that a lot of red tape happens in this whole immigration process. Everything drags on slowly. So you must have a lot of patience going through any type of immigration process in the United States. Okay, so after USCIS receives your packet that visa was refused, they might have more information, but of course they are not going to tell you explicitly why your visa was refused. The consular officer would have used any of the Immigration and Nationality Act reasons to give you, and that is like the let me say the PC, like the official reasons that they give you. But they are not going to explicitly tell you that, oh, you didn't know your husband's birthday, you didn't know your wife's you don't know your child's name, you don't know like some basic information that they're not going to tell you that so that you go and fix that and come back again. But the reason for your refusal will, kind of give you a ballpark to work on. But anyway, so like I said, I guess here USCIS sends you notice of intent to revoke your petition, because when your petition is revoked, then you don't even have any case. You're not going for it. Oftentimes, some people, because it takes that long to move from the embassy to the USCIS, some people just go ahead. The moment they hear that the case visa was refused, they go ahead and withdraw the petition from USCIS. Remember, when you withdraw the petition or you cancel the petition, that is it. That is the end of that journey. If you're going to do it again, you have to start with a whole new petition. So some people just, withdraw the petition or cancel the petition and refile the petition again if they have a good idea about what was missing at the interview. If they feel that now, we are, capable of overcoming whatever obstacle that the other spouse faced at the interview. Some people will go that route. But when you get the notice of intent to revoke, it gives you more information about why the visa was refused. At this point, when that is sent to you, you must respond. If you don't respond, then they're going to revoke it. When the petition is revoked, you cannot resurrect it. You cannot bring it back to life. That is the end of it. If you want to continue the journey, then you must petition again, pay all the fees again. All right? But when that notice of intent to revoke comes to you, there's a short window of opportunity for you to respond. When you receive that, a lot of people will use a lawyer to, respond to all the stuff. Like, this is what we've known each other for this point. This is the evidence. This is that. So you'll be, rebutting everything. You respond with a rebuttal. So everything that, you felt went wrong at the interview, you have this evidence. If they say this wasn't it, you're like, this is my proof. Is that so? You respond like every little statement, everything that was brought up in the notice of intent to revoke. You respond to every single. You don't leave anything out, and you come up with your evidence to support. So when you say that, I think this was blue. Well, this is the blue thing. This is yellow. This is the yellow thing. This is red. This is the red thing. That is how you're going to do it. Some people, it might seem like too much work, so they tend to use lawyers to do that. And after that is done, the packets will be sent to USCIS, and when they receive it, they will make a decision whether they are going to reinstate your petition. So when you send that response and USCIS looks at it and they feel that, okay, yeah, it looks like, we don't know what was the deal at the embassy. It looks like this relationship is genuine. They have bona fide relationship evidence. And so we feel that this petition shouldn't be revoked. Then USCIS will send it back to the embassy. Okay? They send it back to the embassy. Now this time it doesn't stop around like NVC for that long. Remember, when you petition, it stays at MVC for a little while before you even get scheduled for interview. No, in this journey, like at this point, it goes like all the way, like it's, fast tracks to the embassy. When it gets to the embassy, of course, another interview will be scheduled for the spouse to come for another interview. But this time, because of the duration of, from refusal or from the last interview to getting this revocation, reverse this revocation and stuff situated, your medicals would have expired. The medical exam that you paid for would have expired, because typically your medical exams doesn't even go over 6 months. So imagine if your case took all this while to get back to the United States and all that, it's all expired. So when you get scheduled for interview, you need to get the medical exams done. All right. when you get your medical exams done, the great thing about, waiting to go through this, long journey, I know it can be very frustrating for some people. It could take like 18 months from the last interview where the person was refused to even get to another interview. So sometimes it takes so long that, like I said, some people don't have the patience to wait for that to happen. But if you are able to wait to go through it again, then when you go for the interview, the CEO or the consular officer cannot use the same reason to refuse you again. That would be like double jeopardy. They are not going to use the same reason. They have to come up with, another reason. It doesn't mean that they cannot refuse you, but they must come with another reason. So let's say that there were things that you didn't fix. Let's say that there's a possible bigamy somewhere, but of course they are not going to tell you explicitly that there's bigamy involved, and so they don't. So if there's bigamy involved, they still don't trust your relationship. And then when you did the notice of intent to revoke, when you responded to that, your rebuttal just focused on the bona fide relationship. You didn't address the bigamy part. Then when it goes back to the embassy can refuse you again on the bigamy part because you didn't address it. Okay, so make sure that you address everything that comes up in the notice of intent to revoke. So this time around, when you go for the interview, the only expense that you will pay will be your medicals and your green card fee. If everything is successful, you will not have to pay your visa fee again. You don't have to pay any of the fees like USCIS at the embassy. You don't have to pay any fees again because they are still holding those fees there. But your fees are valid up to some point. So you have to respond to these things if you want to take advantage of them. You must respond as soon as you get something. As soon as you get any notice, you respond to it. As soon as you get scheduled for interview again, like round 2, you must take action to act fast because your fee could be, getting to where it's going to be expired and you may have to pay again. All right. Some people don't wait for, this whole journey, and like I said, they withdraw their petition and then start the journey all over again. If you take this route, you will pay your petition fee again. You're going to pay your immigrant visa fee again. You're going to pay affidavit support fee again. You're going to pay everything as if you were starting the whole thing all over again. And if this is what you're going to do or you're trying to do, make sure that you have enough evidence, at the beginning of the journey. Make sure you have stronger evidence, okay? If your spouse went for the interview and they have doubts about your relationship, you don't want to send the same weak evidence because obviously the evidence that the person submitted at the interview wasn't deemed as enough, wasn't deemed as something that is, concrete proof that your relationship is genuine, was not entered in for the purpose of immigrant visa to the United States. So this is a summary of what happens after your case has been refused. But for me personally, it depends on what you want. Some people, like I said, cannot wait till the end. So the pros and cons of doing either. If you wait for your case to come back, it's cheaper that way because you don't get to pay any fees again. But the disadvantage is that it is longer. Sometimes the person who withdrew their case can, go through to the end again before you even get back to the second round interview. So you will save money, but it's going to be longer. The pros and cons for withdrawing your petition after a denial or visa refusal, the advantage is that you can get through faster than waiting for the embassy to bring your case back. Remember, the embassy would take 6 months or even more to bring your case back, and then for USCIS to go through before they even send you the notice of intent to revoke, that also takes a while. And when you respond, it takes a while. So by that time, if you were to petition again, most petitions take like around 6 months to get approved before it goes to National Visa Center, and then for National Visa to the embassy, depending on the backlog that you're facing, it could take somewhere between 2 to 4 months to get to interview. So somebody who is waiting to respond to the notice of intent to revoke may still be waiting to get approval, but you probably will be would have been scheduled for interview yet. But a disadvantage, actually I have two disadvantages for somebody who withdraws their case. One disadvantage, was that I'm sure there might be others, but these are the ones that come off the top of my head. The first disadvantage is that you're going to pay all the fees all over again. You pay every single fee that you're required. Your petition fee, you're going to pay immigrant visa fee, you're going to pay affidavit support fee, you're going to do your medicals, and then you pay your green card fee. You're going to pay all the fees. All right? The other disadvantage is that because you withdrew your petition, you have not rebut the allegations that were made against you. Okay, so your spouse went for the interview, they see or believe that this relationship is fake. Instead of you responding to that and proving that it's wrong, you decided to withdraw your case and then petition again. But in this process, when you're petitioning and you don't understand, you don't address that problem, you will face it again. Okay, so if you're going to withdraw your case, but there's a solution for this problem. If you're going to withdraw your petition after a visa has been refused at an interview, then I will highly suggest that you go over with your spouse to find out what exactly was the reason. You need to understand the reason for the refusal so that you can address that in your new petition if that is what you're trying to do. You want to address that totally. Like, there should be no doubt about your relationship. Make sure that you just cover all of your basics when it comes to, them not believing that your relationship is genuine. So guys, this is all that I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope that it helps many of you that are going through the immigrant visa journey, and you might come out either approve or refuse. It's almost like it's just part of life, but when you get refused, that is not the end of the world. You can either withdraw the petition or you can wait for it to come back and respond. Like I said, you don't even need a lawyer to respond. But some people, it is best they let a lawyer do. I've seen people who have done it successfully by themselves. You can get vast information online. And I've seen others who have used lawyers and paid like $2,000, $3,000, depending on which lawyer you're dealing with. So you can pay a lawyer to respond to the notice of intent to revoke, a lawyer who is very familiar with immigration, marriage visas, or you can do it yourself, getting help from others who are, a little bit, experienced in handling stuff like that. And you know what? If you're part of other immigration groups, you may meet people who are dealing with the same situation that you are, and you might be able to get some help there. All right, but guys, please subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, share my videos with your friends and families. Follow me on Facebook, Revoke TV. Click the thumbs up. You can join my Facebook groups. Moving to America /Revoke TV for any type of immigration process. But I have Greek Card Lottery groups, Greek Card Lottery Africa, Greek Card Lottery Ghana, Greek Card Lottery winners. That is just for Greek Card Lottery stuff. But you can join. It doesn't matter whether you have a spouse in the United States, you have parents in the United States. You are still, able to apply for the Greek Card Lottery. There's no restriction on you. Just make sure you meet the minimum requirement, and then you can apply. All right. I love you guys, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.